Hey y'all, Kidboy of the Boxing One here. And before tomorrow's game three, which is the first home finals game for the Indiana Pacers in 25 years, so clap it up for them. But before game three tomorrow, I just really wanted to get into some quick adjustments that the Pacers can make. And I think it's really one adjustment. I just break it down. Um, Thomas Bryant cannot play in this series. I don't think he's a playable big in this series. Just because of the fact that the Thunder are really effective at running small ball, and they have Chet Holmgren, who's a footed big man, and uh Miles not Miles Turner, Isaiah Hartenstein also has really good feet compared to Thomas Bryant, who is just a slow footed big man. And respectfully, he can't hang with these defenders. There have been multiple instances on the defensive end of the ball where he's had lapses, where his player has blown past him and his teammate has had to draw a foul. And you can't have that in the NBA Finals. Now, to replace some of these minutes, here are some of my ideas. And I think you have to combine a lot of these ideas just to supplement some of these minutes because what you are losing with Thomas Bryant when you take Thomas Bryant out the game, you are losing some rebounding. I do have to admit that. However, they have strong rebounders at other positions that I believe that they can make up for it with. And the one way they can make up for it is Siakam at center. I think Siakam should play some small ball center minutes. He was pretty effective in some of those minutes, especially in game one. Noticed that Rick Carlisle started to move away more from those minutes, probably because of the defensive side of the ball. However, I like the Pacers' odds if this game becomes a shootout. I think they have more firepower than the Thunder. And I know it sounds crazy, but every player on the Pacers team can not only shoot the three ball, but they can create their own shot. And Siakam at center allows for that spacing to be as effective as possible on the offensive side of the ball. And in all honesty, I'm here for a shootout if I'm the Pacers, especially on their home floor. Yeah, let's do a shootout. Uh, then leaning into the more offensive side of the ball, but I think this will this can still work on defense. You also have Obi at the five. Maybe I try that for a minute or two. I wouldn't stick with it long term because respectfully, Obi as a post defender is interesting. If I'm Mark Dagenau, I see Obi starting at the five. Isaiah Hartenstein is coming into that game instantly. But I think it is worth a shot just because how much Obi could space the floor, especially coming off of game one where he had five threes. And game two, I think he still hit a three. Obviously, he's not going to be the same player in game one. However, role players do get a boost at home. And I think for game three, Obi will get that boost. So it is worth a shot. And then my last, but certainly not final method, and probably my favorite one, pairing this with the Siakam at center minutes, any three guard combination of Ben Shepherd, TJ McConnell, Andrew Nemhard, and Tyrese Halliburton. I'm really, they may have ran these minutes and I've just not noticed, but these minutes have been effective throughout the playoffs. Specifically, Shepard, McConnell, and Nemhard, and Shepard, McConnell, and Halliburton. Um, they first and foremost, Shepard and McConnell offer so much ball pressure, so they could come up and press as much as they want. They can match OKC's intensity on the defensive side of the ball because TJ McConnell is a pest. Same thing with Ben Shepard, and as we know, with the Andrew Nemhard minutes, I mean, Andrew Nemhard, you have three good to great defensive guards. I think Andrew Nemhard's a great defensive guard. You have a really good defensive guard in TJ McConnell and a really solid one in Ben Shepherd. Um, and those three on a lineup together have combined for a net rating of 10.3. throughout the postseason. And if Rick Carlisle starts to lean into that and starts running more off ball sets for these guys, and I think they could all create, right? You have three guys who could create with the ball in their hands, and they could all three of them could run the offense a little bit, start a setup. And if OKC, let's say it's Andrew Nemhard, McConnell, Shepard, if OKC comes up and presses Nemhard, McConnell could bring the ball up. I trust McConnell to run the offense, and I trust Ben Shepard to run the offense a little bit. Then going to the Shepard, McConnell, Halliburton minutes, these have been really effective with a net rating of 20.8. And I think this one maximizes the scoring while also hiding Halliburton's defensive flaws a little bit. McConnell's obviously going to be on the point of attack, and Halliburton's probably going to get put in the pick and roll. However, McConnell is one of those guys who fights over screens well, and he wouldn't let the switch occur. But these are like, but these are just three recommendations, and I think the Shepard, McConnell, Nemhard minutes paired up with some Siakam at center minutes can effectively uh deal with the loss of Thomas Bryant because like I said, I don't believe that Thomas Bryant should be playing in the finals right now. Should be in the rotation because last series he was very much taken out the rotation. And I keep reiterating this point, but Thomas Bryant cannot play in the NBA Finals. He made too many mistakes last game. Um, and I think OKC has kind of exposed him and kind of played him off last game. They really played him off the floor last game just because of foot speed. But to sum it up, we have Siakam at center. We have Obi Toppin at the five potentially. But I think the strongest thing will be the three guard lineup with Shepard, McConnell, and Nemhard, and three guard lineup with Shepard, McConnell, and Halliburton. Because those should be enough for dealing with ball pressure and ensuring the teams don't get a shot up. But with that being said, tomorrow's game three, baby. I'm gonna have a prediction video on the way, hopefully tomorrow by the end of the day, tomorrow, like by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So stay on the lookout for that. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, follow the Instagram. The link is in the bio. And peace, y'all.